Hello, this is Mark here at Garrett's Guitars, and I'm here to talk about tuners, tuning machines, and tuning. So, let's get at it. So, a lot of times people say, oh, my guitar doesn't stay in tune, the tuning machines must be bad. There's so many things that can make a guitar not stay in tune. Let's pick up a guitar and just look at and point out some of those things. Your intonation could be wrong, the settings here on your bridge. Your nut could be binding. Your strings can get bound up inside the nut, and then when you tune them, you ever hear like a creaking noise from the nut when you tune your guitar? That's the nut. That's the string passing through the nut, and you put more pressure. So the pressure here should equal the pressure here at all times. And if this nut binds up a little, and you start to turn this, and this gets a higher pressure, and this gets a lower pressure, things start to fail. So there's that. There's old strings don't stay in tune as well. When a guitar is poorly intonated or not quite intonated well, you can tune up the guitar with a tuner and then strum a chord. You're like, okay, that's in tune. And then you start to use the guitar and you start to do the little things that will subtly start to knock your guitar out of tune. Your guitar will go way out of tune. So, like I got to tune this thing after every song, and I didn't used to have to. Well, that could still be intonation, not necessarily the tuners. Everyone wants to blame the tuners. But now let's blame the tuners. So here's a tuning machine. A machine is several things that work together to do one task. So each tuner, this is an open back tuner I chose to help you see what's inside. We have a gear. We have a shaft here. There's a head. And there's another shaft that goes this way. And a screw that holds it together. And that's about it. It's the mousetrap thing. No one's really invented anything quite better. They've made little improvements to this and that, but it's just a mechanical machine. Now, what causes them to behave badly? Wear can often cause them. Misalignment. This is one I took out of the scrap box. This actually moves, so this screw is a little loose. The screw can be a little loose. The screw can be a little tight. Out of lubrication, little metal parts get a little bent and out of operating areas, and that happens commonly. However, people often will say something like, oh, that has bad tuners on it, and sometimes people blame bad tuning procedures on bad tuners. So this is where it's going to get personal. Pet peeve number one. It's not number one, but it's up there. When someone's tuning their guitar, and does that. So two things that are wrong. What's going on there? So the note. So some people think you have to just rapidly hit the note while you tune it to get the initial, to tune to the initial hit. You don't want to tune to the initial hit. You want to tune to the overtones, or you want the overtones to be. So as you hit the note, it bends a little. It goes, and so you want to tune to the sustain note. And you also, one thing I also see people do that is not necessary. So anyways, why do people do that? I think it dates back to the early 80s when electronic tuners sucked and they couldn't hear anything. And so you literally had to hit your string hard. The harder you hit your string, the more the little bend will be when you initially hit it. So you shouldn't have to hit your string hard, and you don't have to hit it rapidly. It's just a different note every time I hit it. When you hit it like that, hit your string. Definitely use an electronic tuner. So what sometimes happens here in the guitar store is I'll hand someone a guitar. They'll begin to tune it themselves by ear, and I'll go, "Oh no," because I know how this is going to end. They're not quite going to be able to get it quite in tune, or it's going to take a couple tries, and they're going to feel a little embarrassed because everyone takes a lot of pride in their ability to tune a guitar by ear. We don't all have to tune our guitars by ear. I can tune a piano, but I'm not going to tune a guitar by ear. I just use an electronic tuner. Now, having said that, here's the other thing that the tuning machine is not equipped to do, or overall. Always try, and different than on a piano, always try to go up to your note. And if you go too far, go down and come back up again. That will prevent any slack from happening here. And it's a great way to hear those overtones meet the same way every time, and just train your brain to know what's happening. So my tuning pet peeves, there they are. So should I change the tuning machines on my guitar, or should you change them on your guitar, and why? Gary's theory is that all tuning machines either work or they don't. Either they're okay, or there's nothing very special. Better tuning machines are slightly better, but mostly what you get out of better tuning machines is a longer life. Also, the ratio of your gear ratio here makes a big difference in the feel of the tuner, and then also how tight this thing is here. How well the parts fit together. It's real, 18th century technology we're talking about here. Metal, basic metalworking. It tends to be that the German-made, maybe USA-made, but Japanese-made tuners, or just machined metal parts, tend to be a little better. So that's why Shaler tuners or Goda tuners can appear to work better. And as you see here, my old Harmony, I got the old open back tuners on here, and I've had them forever, and it works fine. And I can get it in tune, and maybe I could put better tuners on this. But would it stay in tune longer? Not necessarily. As long as your tuners aren't malfunctioning, they're probably okay. Now, I'm in the business of selling tuners, so what am I saying? Where's my Fender? I didn't bring it out today. I have a Fender Highway 1 electric guitar, and those tuners are a little substandard for Fender quality. In that, early 2000s or whatever, they switched to it, and Fender's constantly switching the manufacturer of their hardware, and it just, I can kind of feel a little like, oh no, I think quite, that gear's a little weird on that one, or tuners do fail like that. And I remember Gary and Chris years ago sitting around trying to remember how many Shaler tuners they've ever seen fail. And I think the answer that they came up with back in the early 2000s was 2. And then since 2000, we've had 1 Shaler tuner fail here that came to the store. Better quality tuners are less prone to failure. You have that for sure. They are mechanically better put together, so they can, they can hold a tune a little better, and they're a little easier to work the tuning knob on it. And so there are reasons to upgrade, but it's not the magic bullet. Back to that first point, it's not the magic bullet that's going to keep your guitar in tune. Your intonation, your nut, there's just a lot of things, a lot of little things that go into keeping your guitar in tune. Fret wear, like I said before, can lead to a guitar not sounding in tune in certain positions. No guitar is ever really in tune, so I'll leave you with that. When this E here is perfectly tuned to 0, this E here is not. There's just slight differences, but that's what makes music beautiful. The overtones and the way they interact with each other. So, a guitar is always approximately in tune. Okay, got a little ranty there, but hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for watching. Check out the other videos here on YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff, and talk to you soon.